All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films and then for some reason talk about early pre-internet in the comments. I guess seeing the Alta Vista, maybe that's what brought it up. I'm not sure what it was. But, yeah. Um, Anyhow, so behind me I have a scanner hooked up, and we got a film to watch. I'm gonna keep trying to do maybe 2 actual films a day, just because we have so many films, and we certainly have a lot of stuff that we've already digitized. But I love going back there and pulling stuff. So here we go. This is fast food. What's in it for you? Enjoy.
Now the story here is about a gal who looked great, but she got it in her head that she ought to lose weight. Then she felt guilty about the stuff she ate. Bad diet. You name it, she'd try it. Now her little brother Alex just wanted to be tall, so one day he could play basketball. Bad mood. And he consoled himself with junk food. Now Alex thought Derek was strong and cool, and he came for some coaching every day after school, thought he'd try it.
Hold it!
And they kept it quiet, and then one day Karen spotted Derek and went out of her door. Instantly she was overboard.
What did I tell you? Is he cute or what?
He's cute.
Look out, he's turning dust.
Karen, is that your brother Alex down there?
Alex? It is Alex.
What's he doing with Derek?
How does he even know him? Come on.
I think we're out of here.
Hold your legs stiff.
My legs feel like wet noodles.
Hold it. Hold it. Oh.
I feel like a geek.
Come on, champ. You can't quit now. Hey, why the long face?
I don't know. Everybody's bigger than me and stronger than me.
I know the feeling. They used to call me shrimp.
They did?
I thought I'd never grow. You want an apple?
No, thanks. Hey, want a donut?
No, thanks. So you say you want a good-looking body, right?
Doesn't everybody?
Look, there are 2 things you can do. Exercise and food.
Food?
Yeah, that stuff. You know how they make donuts?
How?
They take dough made from flour, fry it in boiling fat, and cover it with sugar. So you know what you're feeding your body? Okay, now try to think what's in the food.
Flour? Sugar? And fat?
You got it. So what else did you eat today?
I wasn't watching.
Alex, I don't think you're serious about this.
Okay, just try me.
I want you to do something.
All right.
I want you to write down everything you eat, all day, every day.
Everything all day?
Everything. All week. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, even if I do lose weight, how am I going to meet him?
Karen, you do not need to lose weight.
Okay, but then how am I going to meet him?
There's one way you can meet Derek.
My twerpy little brother.
Face it, Karen. Alex can introduce you.
Yeah, my darling little brother, Alex.
Hamburger?
hamburger,
Fries,
fries,
and 1 small bag of cheese doodles.
and 1 small bag of cheese doodles. Anything else?
That's everything I ate, but what's the point?
Well, if we add it all up, we can get a picture of what you're feeding your body. Okay, you're getting plenty of protein. Most people do.
What's that all about?
You're running low on vitamins, minerals, and fiber.
I am? How come?
Well, there's your problem. A lot of your food is sugar and fat.
Does that matter?
Alex, you want a body that looks unhealthy? Or one that's well fed?
Okay. So what do I do?
Think about it. You know how they make sugar?
How?
They take a plant like corn or sugar beets, take everything out except the sugar. What's left is a lot of calories, with no other nutrients for your body. And as for all that fat, well,
But where did I eat so much fat?
you know what you're eating right now?
There's fat in potato chips?
Think about how they make them. They cut up potatoes and fry them in boiling fat. Feel the grease?
Yeah, okay. But where else did I eat fat?
Any food that comes from animals is likely to have fat.
Animal fat.
Right. Saturated fat. The worst kind. As in milk.
Milk has fat?
Remember where butter comes from?
Oh, yeah. Butter's the fat they take out of milk.
So if you drink whole milk,
You're also drinking fat.
butter fat. So,
Drink low-fat milk.
it's great food.
Yeah, but what else am I supposed to eat?
Go for more complex carbohydrates.
I forget what they are.
Look, there's a lot of great foods that come from plants. They're low in fat and high in nutrients. The potatoes you love. Delicious foods made from grains like spaghetti, rice, cereal, bread. You can eat beans, fruits, vegetables.
Vegetables? I have a definite feeling I'm not gonna like this.
Okay, I'm not gonna eat you because I know that you're fattening. I haven't eaten all day. Besides, there's no one here to see.
Is that your new diet?
Alex, if you ever do... Alex, what are you doing here?
I live here.
I really am glad to see you, Alex.
Are you feeling okay?
What's all that?
Celery. Derek said to eat vegetables.
Listen, Alex.
By the way, Derek said ice cream is loaded with fat. Frozen yogurt has less.
Listen, Alex, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Butterfat?
No, Derek. I was thinking, since you seem to know him, and...
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not a dating service.
Alex, you can use my stereo.
I can?
And you can have the bathroom first thing in the morning.
Well, I gotta think about it.
Okay. So what do you want?
You can invite me to your party.
You? At my party? Over my dead body.
Oh, well. You didn't care that much about Derek anyway. Just 'cause he's a neat guy. Kind. Smart. Great looking.
Okay. You can come.
Great! And I'll do my gymnastics act.
At my party?
Deal?
So when do I meet Derek? He works at a fast food restaurant?
Yeah. He's assistant to the manager.
There he is.
Alex? What are you doing here?
Listen, Derek, I gotta talk to you about these vegetables. Oh, yeah. This is my sister, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
I heard you were into computers and nutrition and stuff. I'm into that too.
Computers? Or nutrition?
Both, actually.
Listen, Derek, could we talk?
Sure. I got a few more things to do. Come on inside.
What's this stuff?
It's hot fat. The stuff we use to fry French fries.
Are you throwing it out?
No way. We sell this stuff. They use it to make soap.
Ugh! You mean the grease on my French fries? The stuff they make soap out of?
Yeah. This is what it looks like before we heat it up in the fryer.
Solid fat.
Yeah. Some places use animal fat or saturated fat.
What's so bad about saturated fat?
See this funnel? Now imagine this was your artery.
It's all stopped up.
Yeah. If you eat too much animal fat and cholesterol, which usually comes with it, fatty deposits form on the walls of your arteries. Now, if this was blood trying to get to your heart,
The artery's clogged.
yeah, that's a heart attack.
Uncle David had a heart attack. He almost died.
And well, a lot of kids have arteries already starting to clog. All right, relax, Chief. Listen, it's easy to lower the risk. Just eat less saturated fat.
And less cholesterol?
You got a smart sister, Alex. Hey, Alex, can you open that door for me?
Hey, this is neat. You serve steaks here?
No. So suppose I took this and I grilled it for you. Would you eat this part?
You mean the fat? Of course not.
You cut it off, right? Ever see how they make hamburgers?
Why did they leave the fat in?
Well, you like them juicy, don't you? See, that's what hamburger is. About 2/3 of the calories come from fat.
So I can't eat hamburger.
Oh, sure you can. Once in a while. If the rest of your foods are right.
That's the problem. I can't handle this rabbit food.
Alex.
Well, I hate vegetables.
Hey, Alex, you know what this is?
Ah, hot potato.
It's mainly carbohydrate. It's also a vegetable. If you eat it this way, you get vitamins, minerals, fiber. Eat a potato like this, you add a lot of calories, fat, and salt. Too much salt can also cause problems.
But I like French fries.
Hey, that's cool. You can have treats. Just hang on to some balance. Suppose you order a big double cheeseburger and fries. Guess how much fat you're eating? 18 teaspoons of fat. Now, how could we lower the fat?
Make it a single burger?
That helps. Can you spread the cheese? Lowers the butter fat. Hold the dressing too.
Is chicken less fatty?
Sure, if you leave the skin off.
Instead of French fries, eat a baked potato.
Great. Add some trimmings. Make the bun whole wheat. Cool out the refined sugar. And you got a meal with only 2 teaspoons of fat. Big difference when you make better choices.
See, Alex, the salad bar is definitely a good choice. Imagine a meal with vegetables, beans, fruit, lots of carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates?
Yeah, see, these foods are great. Use a low-fat dressing, and you got a lot of nutrients and fiber with hardly any fat. Low calories, too.
So if a person ate
Carbohydrates.
then it would be in place of all the sugary and fatty foods. So then that person wouldn't have to diet.
Well, she'd eat a lot less calories, that's for sure. Well, not that you'd ever have to worry about that.
Derek, I was wondering, I'm throwing a little party, and I was
I'd
wondering
love to.
You would?
Sure. I guess we're both interested in the same things. See, a lot of girls, all they think about is trying to be skinny.
I know. I hate that, too.
You can't believe how many girls are always on some stupid new diet. Talk about boring.
That's exactly how I feel.
Are you okay?
Fine. I just find some things a little hard to swallow.
I think we're going to have a mob. I know. It's going to be great.
So, who else is coming?
Well, Derek, Johnny, Kirk, Greg, Tina.
What are we going to do for food?
Yeah.
How about Skip and Chip?
Chips? Fried and fat?
Oh, yeah. Well, we could have
Yeah. And buckets of...
greasy and fat. How about
with pepperoni?
too fatty? How about mushrooms?
And other veggies. Instead of my usual breakfast, I could have... Instead of my usual lunch, I could have...
But what do we do for dessert at the party? Everything's full of fat and sugar.
Okay, I got it. Picture this.
Just say what I wrote, okay?
Okay, come on, people. I have a little special entertainment for you tonight. To amaze you with their feats,
Dazzling feats.
with their dazzling feats of courage, the incredible daredevils.
Now, Alex could have stood on his head, but he had a great time breaking up instead. Too cool.
I said hi.
So it took a while, but they got it together, and they finally figured out just when and whether fast food can be too crude. If you want the body of a real cool cat, ease up on the sugar and the fat. No need to diet to keep a natural weight. In place of junk, the right carbohydrate. A fine, healthy body, do you need it? The question is, what do you feed it?
The retro computer hits just keep on coming. What was that computer? I feel like I saw an Apple keyboard at the beginning, but maybe not. I'm not quite sure. Anyhow, let's watch a film about being a pedestrian, or maybe driving around pedestrians. Enjoy.
When you're behind the wheel, pedestrians seem to fill the street. When you're a pedestrian, cars always seem to be in the way. Since nearly 1/4 of all people killed in traffic accidents are pedestrians, drivers should be aware of the special hazards they present. Many accidents involving pedestrians are the result of the pedestrian doing the wrong thing. But a good driver is an alert driver. He makes sure that he drives at a reasonable speed in every situation, so that he can stop short of an accident no matter what the pedestrian may do. A skillful driver looks for different kinds of clues in certain situations to tip himself off on the next possible move by pedestrians. You should learn to look for these kinds of clues. Obstructed views. Conditions such as darkness or slippery roads, which make it harder to stop your car. intersections and crosswalks, warning signs, and places where crowds of people may be waiting to cross the road. When you are driving next to a row of parked cars, you must drive slowly enough to stop in case a pedestrian should suddenly step out into your path. The clue to a potentially unsafe situation might be a bus or streetcar which is stopped to load or unload passengers. Sometimes your view of the traffic light will be hidden by a bus or truck at the curb. Take the clue from the hidden view and proceed with caution. Those people on the corner can see the light, and they assume that you can too. It's usually not safe to get out of a parked car on the driver's side. Make it a habit to slide over and get out on the curb side. Whoa there! You're becoming a pedestrian now, remember? Make sure little brother moves out of the driveway before getting into the car. From our vantage point here, we can see quite clearly, but you can't see as well from your position at the wheel. A small child or pet could easily be hidden from your view. Play it safe and take a few extra steps to make sure the driveway is clear. Country driving is faster. Consequently, you can't stop as quickly, and you're by a pedestrian almost before you know it. It's smart for a pedestrian to walk against traffic, so he can see approaching cars on his side of the road. On the other side of the road, he can't see the cars till they're passed. Not all pedestrians do the smart thing, so it pays to drive more cautiously here. And pedestrians may look normal, but they may have a physical handicap. At night, your stopping time is limited by the distance you can see. A pedestrian ought to carry a light or wear light-colored clothing at night. But again, not all of them do. The bright glare of the headlights often makes the pedestrian think that the driver can see him as soon as he sees the car, but that's not so. Anytime the road is slippery, your safe driving speed is below what it would be in good weather. When you see a car ahead parked next to the road, be prepared to stop. Someone might cross from the other side of the road. Watch both sides. Keep your speed down. Any intersection is a clue to be on the alert. People crossing the street are frequently more interested in a bargain at the market than they are in a safe walk across the street. A pedestrian should be especially careful to look out for cars making turns at intersections. This driver combines courtesy with his driving skill. Signs like these are designed to help you drive safely. If you disregard them, you may be involved in an accident. Pedestrians are subject to traffic controls too, and in many places, they may be fined for traffic violations. While both the driver and the walker should be alert at all times, it is the responsibility of the driver of the powerful heavy vehicle to avoid a collision with a pedestrian. Courtesy and good judgment, combined with alert attention to traffic signs, will almost guarantee you a lifetime of accident-free driving. In most states, it is illegal to pass a school bus, which is stopped to pick up or unload children. It is usually illegal to pass the bus in either direction. Do you know the law in your state? It is especially important to be alert when there is a crowd of people near the roadside. Many pedestrians are not drivers. They don't know how long it takes a driver to stop a car. Glaring headlights make it hard for the pedestrian to judge a safe time to cross the road. Some people can't make up their minds. If you're not extra careful, they may run out right into your path. Make it safe for them and for yourself. Take it easy. Even during daylight hours, you have to pay full attention. Here's a clue. You can't be too careful where children are concerned. Little boys and girls are often very good about staying out of the street, but they don't expect a car to invade their play area. Expect them to do the unexpected every time. Remember that alertness and driving know-how are required to avoid accidents involving pedestrians. Look for the clues which may help you keep out of trouble. As we have seen, many pedestrians can't always be counted upon to watch out for themselves. They need your help when you're behind the wheel, and your example when you are a pedestrian yourself.
So, the mailman came to AV Geeks and presented me with this package. Skip is Scrooge. Skip AV Club. Gets the Abominable Snowman, Grinch. So it's our favorite kids that watch, homeschoolers from New Jersey. And they created AV Geeks, the board game. It's Skip approved with little look at that. That's a tattoo right there. Scenes from various films, etc. And here's the clincher here. It's actual game, and it has, as far as little playing pieces, it has some of you. Have a ham. Taryn. As the playing pieces. Bro Al. Miss Cynthia. Zinneman. And Peppa Pig. Plus, there's a whole board game here. And I just talked to my wife, and we might play it on Friday. This is phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I was afraid that they had lost interest in AV Geeks and they stopped watching, but they're still watching. And there's some things in there that lead me to believe that they're still watching, because there's some recent references, so they're still kind of paying attention. So, yeah, more on this soon. Very exciting. Don't feel bad if they didn't make a playing piece for you, because they they have limited access to YouTube in the comments, so they might have just fallen back on what they had access to at the time. Anyways, so behind me, another film set up for scanning, and this is Will My Job Burn? Enjoy.
Well, it's been 20 months since the fire, and everything has been downhill since the fire. It never entered my mind. I thought I had security. I was set for my working years with a pension forthcoming. I still find it hard to believe that a fire could do this to so many people, especially myself. Really, it's unbelievable. I had never thought of working any other place. I thought I was set for the rest of my working days. Psychologically, it's sometimes you're bitter, sometimes you're disgusted. Really, you don't know what your next emotion is going to be. I'm sure my children are aware of my unemployment because it's brought up to them every now and then through their schoolmates. Your father doesn't work, my father's got a job. My kids tell me. They bring it home. My wife, I know she would love a break now and then to go somewhere for a weekend or a week or 2 weeks. But there's no way I can do anything comparable to getting to that end. It seems that there isn't just any monies. The car, the medical bills. You have to have Blue Cross and CMS. With a family, you can't do without it. 2 movies in a couple years, that's the extent of our socializing. I've looked and searched and begged and went all over for employment, and I didn't seem to have any luck at all. I'm almost the end of my rope now. My benefits are about run out, and I really have nothing in sight.
Even if no one is killed or injured, everyone loses when a factory burns. America's economic health is sustained by her manufacturing. Yet each year we are ravaged by over 50,000 fires in manufacturing plants. No one escapes the terrible economic damage caused by these tragedies. Every year, they destroy $435 million worth of plant property, incinerate thousands of jobs, and cause uncounted losses in potential sales. For employees, such fires are devastating blows from which many never recover. For management, they often mean bankruptcy and factory closure.
Before the fire, I worked at the plant 8 years. And since the fire, I've been out of work 2 years. And it's very frustrating going around from one place to another looking for a job, and they always tell you the same thing: we're not hiring. The main reason why I went to work after my children got up, big enough for me to go to work, was to give my children a better life than I had. Not that my life was so bad, but I wanted them to have better things. I used to think when there was a fire in a plant that it was management's problem, but I've changed my mind in the last 2 years because it has reached me, where in 2 before, it never bothered me. I said, oh, this a fire in some plant, and they're going to collect the insurance. But I learned differently in the last 2 years because it has affected me with the loss of a salary. You collect unemployment for so long, and then it runs out.
Grace Small's job is gone because her plant burned. One more statistic in a national tragedy of waste.
The fire was Saturday night, and I didn't hear the fire at all, or the explosion or anything. And the next morning, I saw some people I worked with, and they told me we're all done, we're out of work. And they told me, no, the whole place burnt down, the whole factory. I couldn't believe it. I figured no problem finding a job, but it really did affect me in the long run. I figured I'd be out of work maybe 3-4 months tops, but it just kept on going longer, 6 months, then to a year. It was really tough on my wife and my in-laws and myself, too. like we had a lot of financial commitments we had to meet, and we had to borrow a lot of money from my in-laws, and it got to the point like you had no self-respect for yourself. I was taking handouts and stuff like that, and I was trying to find a job, but as I said, it was tough. I enjoy being back to work. Things are better with my wife. We could afford things that we couldn't afford with the time I was out of work.
These people are fire casualties because their jobs were incinerated. This year alone, thousands of other workers will be burned out of their jobs. Must their plants burn? The answer can be no, because it has been estimated that 3 out of every 4 industrial fires are caused by human error, and people can learn not to burn their jobs. It is vital that all workers and managers learn about fire. For even in modern, well-engineered industrial buildings, they are often suddenly confronted with fire emergencies. The majority of industrial fires that cause multiple deaths are the result of flash fires or explosions. Most of the fires that snuff out lives and jobs can be prevented. But employers, unions, engineers, safety personnel, and other workers have to know what to do. And they have to care enough to want to.
I've been here approximately 22 years. I came to work here as a mechanic. When we first started out here, people had no conception of what fire was and what safety was. I have worked my way up to the present position that I have, which includes safety direction, fire and brigade work, and whatnot. I think this is a very, very important thing that has to take place between the local fire department and the fire brigade in any factory. Chief will come in usually twice a year or more, and depending on the problems that we have. If I feel that we have a problem concerning the safety of the factory with fires, then I ask him to come in with the fire marshal, and we go over the whole thing. His suggestions are then evaluated by myself and then taken to management.
Well, in this particular plant, what we have is a company that's concerned deeply with fire. They take all kinds of precautions as far as fire starting.
We have set up numerous policies that are distributed to the people. We hold our fire brigade drills, and we have our weekly paper that we send out with every week that gives the people about the factory a little knowledge of what we are doing and what we would like them to participate in.
The plant is sprinklered, and also they have a fire brigade, which they, in this plant, are fully trained.
We have seen very good progress in this factory at this time. Our safety record is improved. We have had no large fires.
If a fire were to start in the plant, they would give quick action in starting to fight the fire until our arrival from the fire department.
The job starts with the higher up in management, and after we got around to stating to them what we wanted, why we wanted, we have their backing 100%. They have given us the time and the money to get a good fire brigade started and a good safety program.
There is always the possibility of a fire starting anywhere.
The greatest peril from fire and explosion exists in those industries where low flash point flammable liquids are processed or used, where gases are utilized, and where combustible dust products such as flour are manufactured. But vigilance to commonplace manufacturing processes such as grinding is also vital if people and jobs are not to burn. In this plant, flammable liquids are always labeled. As in most plants, they're stored away from flame and hot work in separate rooms or buildings. Workers here make certain that empty containers, which once held flammable liquids, are steamed or purged with chemicals in order to eliminate any remaining flammable vapors. When this plant changes a manufacturing process, workers and managers learn all they can about the fire characteristics of the new materials and machines which will be involved. Equally important, they investigate what possible hazards may be introduced by the new process itself. But the people here know that despite exotic new chemicals, common substances such as gasoline, shellac, and paint thinner often pose the greatest fire hazard. They've learned to clean up oil spills when they happen. When work clothes become soiled with oil or solvents, they get changed. When they transfer a flammable liquid, they bond the containers together and ground them. In this department, a single spark could be deadly.
My job at the union is a shop committee man. I represent 3,500 people in the negotiating end of the contract. In our negotiations, we place safety as a high priority issue, equal to all other major benefits as wages and fringe benefits. We talked about fire safety as it applies to our employees. Since we were successful in setting up certain preventative type things that we would cooperate with management, today we've sort of changed our priorities or put on an equal footing with our economic gains, our conditions in the workplace, our likelihood of being burned out in the event of fire, because it matters very little to our people in the plant whether they lose their job because of a layoff or a major fire that might suddenly put us all out of work, and we look upon it as a very serious thing.
But fire doesn't have to take your job. In this plant, safety regulations are insisted on whether the department be a drafting room or an assembly line. When the safety director carries out his inspections with the fire brigade chief, he is visible evidence of top management's determination to maintain fire safety. Not always visible to plant workers were the long deliberations when plans were made for new operations, when investments were made in new machinery, when designs were drawn for expanded facilities. Each decision had to be weighed with fire protection, fire prevention, and plant safety in mind.
Well, when the safety director and I make our regular inspections, we feel that it helps the people in the plant to know that we are safety-minded. Electrical equipment can be one of the biggest problems as far as fire safety goes. Almost with 100 eyelet machines in the plant that we do have, lubrication, for instance, of motors is very important. A check on all of the electrical boxes, the sensoring systems and so forth, has got to be periodically made because they do present a possible fire danger. As far as electrical equipment goes, we have to check for frayed wires, the possibility of short circuiting. We do use a lot of lubricants around our electrical devices. We have to keep up on our toes, that's all. Well, the sprinkler system can be a very important thing because it's an automatic system that goes off with a fire. No one can pile, according to our rules, any closer than 3 feet from a sprinkler head. And the reason being that you cut off the effectiveness of that sprinkler head if you pile things too close to it.
Whether policing high fire risk areas like this carpentry shop, educating employees to deposit trash in trash cans, or seeing to it that custodians provide ashtrays and butt cans for smoking materials, it is the safety director who ensures a fire-safe work environment.
Whenever we have any kind of welding or overhead cutting or grinding, there's always a man in this company especially that stands by on a fire watch. Well, I've been working at this plant for 25 years, and I've been on the fire brigade for about 20 of them. And I've seen cases where people got hurt just because of carelessness, so that's why we take these precautions. I think any worker can protect his own job in particular by taking little precautions, watch what they smoke, watch for sparks, and whatever. Not only for fire, but for anything in general. And this in a big way will protect their jobs and their co-workers.
When fire destroys an industrial plant, there are more victims than those who suffer burns and pain.
I think that I'm hoping that it would never happen again to me or to anybody else to go through what I had to go through.
People don't realize how lucky you are to have a job today.
Being employed since I was 16 and suddenly getting out of work after 28 years with the same employer, it's a feeling of humiliation, degradation. Sometimes it's a feeling of shame. You just can't get used to it.
These men know full well that there are no shortcuts to fire safety. But they know, too, that there are even fewer shortcuts when you're recuperating from a severe burn or pounding the streets looking for another job because your plant burned down. Safety is bought with care, with persistence, and with training that can save lives and jobs. Sprinklers can save lives and jobs, but only if the water supply valves are checked and left open. Alarms can save lives and jobs, but only if they are always in working order. Extinguishers can save lives and jobs, but only if they are inspected regularly, kept charged, and constantly available for the fire no one expected. And well-lit evacuation routes can save lives too. Every worker and manager should know alternate escape routes and practice using them. Fire escape doors are often locked for security reasons. Nothing could be more short-sighted or tragic. The most valuable property in an industrial plant is the people who work there. And in the final reckoning, it is the people who work there who most often determine whether or not their jobs will be consumed by a fire. If people and jobs are not to burn, it will be because workers on the line care enough to be alert to fire hazards in their work area, and because they care enough to train for a fire emergency. If people and jobs are not to burn, it will be because managers care enough to insist on rigorous inspection and maintenance. If people and jobs are not to burn, it will be because unions care enough to make their members understand that fire safety is everybody's business and in everybody's interest. And if people and jobs are not to burn, it will be because plant owners care enough to invest the time, the money, and the effort necessary to keep a workplace safe from fire. There are already too many casualties from industrial fires. If we care enough, we don't have to add another name.
Check that gear in a minute, so don't touch anything, okay? Hey! Get down from there! Now! Hey! Turn it over!
What if it bumped that control by accident? You'd be mincemeat by now. What have I told you? You don't work on equipment when the engine's running.
Well, I told him not to touch anything. All right, I guess I wasn't thinking.
You weren't thinking? You mean you'll work on engines and machinery and not think of your own personal safety? Here. Shake hands with danger.
Shake hands with danger. Meet a man you ought to know. I used to laugh at safety. Now they call me Three-Fingered Joe. I was young and feisty, never did things by the book. Just let me get my toolbox and I'll take myself a look. I climbed up on a dozier with my mechanic's pride. Said, you can keep it running, friend, while I poke around inside. Shake hands with danger, meet a guy you ought to know. I used to laugh at safety, now they call me Three-Fingered Joe. Although I learned a lesson, I forgot it soon enough. The nicks and burns and scratches showed the young ones I was tough. Till another morning I was grinding on some steel. My other hand got careless and fed my skin into the wheel. Shake hands with danger, step right up and say hello. Grinding wheels and metal are what made me Three-Fingered Joe. I've seen mechanics burning and I've seen them take a fall just to save themselves a minute. I've seen them lose it all. I've watched them courting trouble, seen them take a chance and lose. They get careless for a moment and spend a lifetime with the blues. Shake hands with some friends I used to know. Compared to them, I'm lucky to be just Three-Fingered Joe.
So I have a phone call I have to do, but thanks for tuning in today. If you like what you saw, hit the like, the thumbs up button. You can donate ko-fi.com/avgeeks or patreon.com/avgeeks. We'll be back again tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Bye.